Yeah, my microphone is on. My microphone is on, Danny Don. I don't know. You can be here. I'm gonna be reading. All right. Pay for your parents. Okay, cool. Page. This is not page 3. This is way too far into be page 3. All right, chapter 1 or part 1. You might come and go because you're editing. Cool. Can you go get those lines of Artho Farpo so that I can make an actually fun YouTube stream later today? Please and thank you. Anyway, I clasped the flask between my hands, even though the warmth from the tea has long since leached in... Yeah, hurry up and ask Cave Nations, please. Please, I'm desperate. Anyways, even though the warmth from the tea has long since leached into the frozen air, my muscles are clenched tight against the cold. If a pack of wild dogs were to appear at this moment, the odds of scaling a tree before they attacked are not in my favor. I should get up, move around, and work the stiffness from my limbs, but instead I sit as motionless as the rock beneath me. While the dawn begins to lighten the woods, I can't fight the sun. I can only watch helplessly as it drags me into a day that I've been dreading for months. By noon they will all be at... By noon, they will all be at my new house in the Victor's Village. The reporters, the camera crews, even Effie Trinker, my old escort, will have made their way to District 12 from the capital. I wonder if Effie will still be wearing that silly pink wig, or if she'll be sporting some other unnatural color, especially for the victory tour. No one's here listening to me read, and I don't care. There will be one... What? Can I read? I'm not supposed to be dyslexic today. This is a Friday. I'm supposed to be able to actually read. Let me just crack my knuckles for no reason. Okay. Cough, cough, cough. Clearing throat. Jeez Louise. And it still is not cleared up. I think I have a problem. There will be others waiting too. A staff to cater to my every need on the long train trip. A prep team to beautify. There is no L in that word. To beautify me for the public appearances. My stylist and friend, Cinna. I'm not looking it up right now. Who designed the gorgeous outfits that first made the audience take notice of me in the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games, oh my gosh. She said it. She said the name of the book. She said the title. No way. Title drop. Whoop. No, wait, this isn't the title of the... This is the sequel. She said the title of the series of books. My bad. But still. If it were up to me, I would try to forget the Hunger Games entirely. Never speak of them. Pretend they were... Let me flip to page 4 real quick. Nothing but a bad dream. But the victory tour makes that impossible. Strategically placed almost midway between the annual games. It is the capital's way of keeping the horror fresh and immediate. Not only are we in the districts forced to remember the iron grip of the capital's power each year, we are forced to celebrate it. And this year, I am one of the stars of the show. I will have to travel from district to district to stand before the cheering crowds who secretly loathe me, to look down into the faces of the families whose children I have killed. Wow. I need to read the first book on this channel next. I thought I saw a cat. There's no one watching. But still, the sun persists in rising, so I make myself stand. All my joints complain, and my left leg has been asleep for so long that it takes several minutes of pacing to bring the feeling back into it. My left leg stays asleep so long that it just cannot move because there is no blood flow to it at all, which is not good. I don't know why that happens. It happens. It doesn't happen often. It only happens on rare cases, and it mainly happens whenever I just fall asleep inside of a school, sitting at the desk. There's no one to talk to. This is so sad. I've been in the woods 3 hours, but as I've made no real attempt at hunting, I have nothing to show for it. It doesn't matter for my mother and little sister, Prim, anymore. They can afford to buy butcher meat in town, although none of us likes it any better than the fresh game. But my best friend, Gale Hawthorne, and his family will be depending on today's haul, and I can't let them down. I start on the hour-and-a-half trek it will take to cover our snare line. Back when we were in school, we had time in the afternoon to check the line and hunt and gather and still get back to trade in town. But now that Gale has gone to work in the coal mines and I have nothing to do all day, I've taken over the job. By this time, Gale will have clocked in at the mines, taken the stomach-churning elevator ride into the depths of the earth, and be pounding away at a coal seam. I know what it's like down there. Every year in school, as part of our training, my class had to tour the coal mines. Not the coal mines, just the mines. How many pages until part 2? Okay. Part 2, hello? Part 2, hello? Part 2, hello? Hello? Are you there? Oh, yeah, okay, part 2's a little while away. Hold on, let me just go back. It's on 16? No, it's on 18. Yeah, part 2's on page 18 right now. We're on page 5. When I was little, it was just unpleasant. The claustrophobic tunnels, foul air, suffocating darkness on all sides. But after my father and several other miners were killed in an explosion, I could barely force myself onto the elevator. The annual trip became an enormous source of anxiety. Twice I made myself go sick in anticipation of it. That my mother kept me home because she thought I had contracted the flu. I think of Gale, who is only really alive in the woods with its fresh air and sunlight and clean flowing water. I don't know how he stands it. Oh, yes I do. He stands it because it's the way to feed his mother and 2 younger brothers and sister. And here I am with buckets of money, far more than enough to feed both our families now. And he won't take a single coin. It's even hard for him to let me bring in meat, although he'd surely have kept my mother and Prim supplied if I'd been killed in the games. I tell him he's doing me a favor, that it drives me nuts to sit around all day. Even so, I never drop off the game while he's at home, which is easy since he works 12 hours a day. He works 12 hours a day. That is that is a day. That is a night. That is the entirety of a day. That is the entirety of a night. That is half of a full day. That is a normal, regular day. And then it goes into night. And the night lasts the same length. But that is half of a day, but not day like day and night. No, I mean like day as in day and night together combined. Okay? Reading. Fun. The only time I really get to see Gale now is on Sundays when we meet up in the woods to hunt together. It's still the best day of the week, but it's not like it used to be before, when we could tell each other anything. The games have spoiled even that. I keep hoping that as time passes, we will regain the ease between us, but part of me knows it's futile. There's no going back. There's no going back. Oh, crumbs. Oh, shoot. I survived a crime. What? What do you mean, Netflix? I'm not gonna watch that. At all. After page 6, I'll stop reading. Cough, 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 cough. Clears throat. I get a good haul from the traps. 8 rabbits, 2 squirrels, and a beaver that swarm into a wire contraption Gale designed himself. Ah, my voice went up in pitch. He's something of a whiz, with snares, rigging them to bent saplings so they pull the kill out of the reach of predators, balancing logs on delicate stick triggers, weaving inescapable baskets to capture fish as I go along carefully, resetting each snare. I know I can never quite replicate his eye for balance, his instinct for where the prey will cross the path. It's more than experience, it's a natural gift, like the way I can shoot at an animal in almost complete darkness and still take it down with one arrow. By the time I may get back to the fence that surrounds District 12, the sun is well up, as always. I listen a moment, but there's no telltale hum of electrical current running through the chain link. There hardly ever is. Even though the thing is supposed to be charged full time, I wriggle through the opening at the bottom of the fence and come up in the meadow, just a stone's throw from my home. My old home, we still get to keep it since officially it's the designated dwelling of my mother and sister. If I could drop dead right now, they would have to return to it. But at present, they're both happily installed in the new house in the Victor's Village, and I'm the only one who uses the squat little place where I was raised. To me, it's my real home. There is still no one here. I go there now to switch my clothes, exchange my father's old leather jacket for a fine wool coat that always seems too tight in the shoulders, leave my soft, worn hunting boots for a pair of expensive, machine-made shoes that my mother thinks are more appropriate for someone of my status. Well, remember, kids, we're on page 7. I'm gonna dip for a little, and I'm gonna be back later today. So, Skya.